Hello and welcome back to Planet Stronghold Colonial Defence. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to say the whole name every time I return to a part, but we'll see. Well, I am a cynic, but let's be nice and say maybe they felt the importance of the planet required 2 officers. Are things really that bad? I don't have to ask the question. I know you wouldn't lie about something like this. As touching as this family reunion is, we still have one question. What do we do about the Dradens? This is highly irregular. They've never strayed this close into our territory before. They're testing our resolve. If we give them an inch, they'll take a mile. We should take the fight to them. Whether we want to or not, we can't. And why not? Jesus Christ, how many characters are there? Okay. As I've been trying to tell everyone for the last 2 weeks, our ore supply is getting dangerously low. The nearby mines are nearly plied out. We need to find a new dig site. Someone should have brought this up earlier. Why didn't this happen? Like everyone else will tell you, no sooner is one problem dealt with than a dozen more crop up. Some more serious than others. 2 weeks ago we had plenty of ore. Even then we'd be fine, but for Earth's requisitioning most of our gallstones. Not to mention this has put halt to my research. Without fresh gallstones I'm at a standstill. And it seems clear what we must do. We find a new mining area and we begin digging. That's not quite true, Captain. Secondary subterranean surveys indicate there are still plenty of minerals in Quadrant Sigma. However, the extractors are failing to reach them. Damn it. I knew better than to go cheap on the harvesting software. Cheap? You got it from the black market? Just because something is cheap doesn't make it better? Black market? Charlotte is just exaggerating, Captain. However, don't come to me when you need to find another source of Terran fertilizer for your precious flowers. So, Captains, would either of you wish to accompany me? Regretfully, no. I have to finish making my rounds at the base. Otherwise, I would love to. I'll keep you company. Of course, if we've run into a pit, then all bets are off. Don't forget my samples. Mission 2. Quadrant Sigma. I'll be damned. Looks like the Tin Man was right. There's still plenty of ore. We're just not extracting it. Though we must do something about it. Perhaps an orbital strike... No, the crater would be much too large. Manual override. It's not as efficient, but it's still doable. And here I was going to look for a pickaxe. For a mining tool, nothing's more fearsome. Is there anything else we can do? Not at the moment. Afterwards, I'm going to have Mitsuki track down the liars who sold me this crap software. Then me and Delilah are going to pay them a little visit. You're more than welcome to come along. Delilah? Delia. Is it Delilah? No, it's Delia, sorry. Delia, my crowbar. You should hear people sing when she strikes a nerve. Grievous bodily harm isn't exactly the answer just because you were cheated. Who said anything about crippling? But they need to learn they can't cross me. Enlightenment through broken bones will have to be put on hold. It appears some Apex Ran decided to pay a visit. Damn. Better get what we can. They swarm, they're worse than locusts. Oh, look, comrades. More humans have come to play. Go ahead. Have your fun. But remember to leave at least one of them standing. Okay, so we have an artillery tank, which deals 1 damage to 2 random units at the start of the turn. Some assault infantry. Ooh, a flamethrower turret. Which I can't deploy at the moment. For whatever reason. Okay, so we've got some regular infantry, some assault infantry. So... right, okay, so... It's cost in credits, cost in energy, cost in materials, and cost in personnel. Okay. That makes sense. Right, okay. Okay, the tank is the most durable thing here, so it can afford to take a little bit of a hit. And stick
Take cover.
Force field on my assault infantry so that he can... Okay, he's gonna... Okay. So what's the 3, 4? I'm still learning the... Hang on. Okay. Use punch it's fine. Extract 10 material resources, so basically 10 turns pass. Okay. Yes. Okay, shuffle the cards. Okay. Well, that didn't tell me what I wanted to know, which is what are those numbers for? But aha! Right, end that turn. There's too many Apex Ran. Luckily you have the artillery card in this mission. Normally it's only available later in the game. Okay, we're going to deploy the flamethrower turret, because that's a wall unit, so the enemy has to attack it first. And it's, you know, pretty powerful, or it's got decent defense anyway. So yes, okay, I'm starting to get the hang of this. So now I think I'm just going to let them bash their heads fruitlessly. Okay, we lost one guy. Metric Mercenary. So 1 damage to allied units and the unit... to allied units in the spaces next to it in the unit row. That's unhelpful. But I think we probably ought to summon in a cannon, which is at least pretty darn tough. I think we'll summon in a sharpshooter as well. Okay. Okay, so it took out my flamethrower turret, but it's badly wounded, so infantry, target. And summon in another sharpshooter. Having invisible guys makes sense to me. Aha! So between those guys, they've got a reasonable amount of firepower to defend. Alright. Hit it. Okay, the artillery tank is down, which is not great. Those guys can both... Nope, okay, apparently they don't. So, let's bring in some regular infantry. And I don't think we're going to need much. Excavation. Put 2 crater units into the enemy unit row. These take up space and may last as long as 3 turns. Potentially useful, because that limits the amount of cards they can bring in at once. Shoot him. And end the turn. Okay, good, they both fired. Okay. Okay, I want you to kill him. Dang it. Bring some more regular infantry. End the turn. And he's down, good. That was nice and straightforward. You have earned your freedom this day. I wouldn't tarry if I were you. For more Apex Ran are on their way. Okay, I have what we need. Let's fall back before the Apex overran us. That is a really dodgy pun. I hope Mira doesn't get jealous though. While getting her samples, I found these sapphires which match Gracilla's eyes. Briefing room. Is everything alright? We were unable to raise contact once you entered Quadrant Sigma. That was the least of our worries. Once we got there, the Apex Ran swarmed the area. Apex Ran? There were no indications of their presence in the area. We bested them, but the oncoming swarm meant we couldn't stay. Still, we bring goodies. Indeed. Mira, your samples will be in your lab shortly. Excellent. Now let's see if I can enlarge those tomatoes. Oh, more sapphires. Thank you very much. Oh, that's so sweet. It isn't what you think, is it, Bloodhair? It helps me meditate, lessens my headaches. Ah, she's one of the psychos, is she? Another migraine, Gracilia. It's just the price of being psionic. I wish there was something I could do for you. Perhaps a good lie down would help. She's been thoroughly examined, and unfortunately there isn't much she can do for them other than bear through it. It is quite disconcerting, to be honest. I know you've done your best. It's not your fault that it isn't good enough. Go ahead and compose yourself, Gracilia. We're still left with a dilemma. First Dradens, now Apex Ran. Only the thermal sensor detected the Dradens last go-around. If I didn't know better, I'd say we'd been compromised. That is obvious. Okay, I don't see anything for it but to run a thorough analysis. This also means computer use will be curtailed, except for essential purposes. Really? That means I'm going to miss my show. You're not the only one making sacrifices, Charlotte. Need I remind you, today was the release date of Roger Steele Twilight's Requiem. Nice bit of Winterwolves nepotism there. In case you're not aware, Roger Steele is a game that is currently still being made by Winterwolves. And will be without our raid leader. That still leaves the question of what to do with the Apex Ran. We should blast them to Kingdom Come. They invaded our territory, claimed our land. Isn't it their planet? Which would accomplish little, Mario. And why is that? I didn't take you for a defeatist. Because they've probably moved on. From the sounds of it, this was a raiding party. They'll take what they want and return home. Another matter has arisen, co-captains. I've detected subterranean activity in the Talaris range to the south. The seismic disturbance matches those of Matric tunneling. Glad at least something is working as it should. You sure they're Matric? I am able to remotely link anywhere into the colony's surveillance system. Which is a bit creepy if you ask me. So yeah, incidentally, she's apparently Canadian based on the flags on her collar, but she's Scottish-Canadian. You got that? Good. Lucky if you ask me. I'm trying to see how many of the flags I recognise. She's apparently German, even though her brother is was he American or was he British? I think he was American. What is that flag? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, speaking of which, Mr. Robero, you may consider making an appointment with Dr. Mira. There's a small growth on your backside which you may wish to have examined. Lucius, enough of that. We'll have discussion of what is acceptable to air in public and what isn't. Are you certain there are Matric coming up? Indubitably. Extrapolating from current data, it appears our mining operations caused a collapse of an unidentified Matric colony. It's like someone held the door wide open. Appears the security breach is bigger than expected. Not necessarily. Matrix settlements can extend beyond the most sensitive equipment. That doesn't include their own abilities to avoid detection. Yeah, he's British. He appears to be Italian. As interesting as this sociology lesson is, we now have 2 alien races on our perimeter. That is too many. There's no guarantee they're enemies, at least for the Matric. Actually, most Matrix see the surface races as blights on the face of their mother. Sensors 3, 5 and 9 in the Talaris range are now non-operational. Sensor 10 indicates a mass of Matrix heading in our direction. I think that answers that, Grisella. Something about this still feels wrong. They didn't attack until our mining caused the problems. Maybe they see it as an assault. What would you have us do, Grisella? Stun them, incapacitate them. Is that even possible? It isn't like normal tranquilizer will pierce their hide. Actually it is. With Lucius's help I should be able to make a sonic disruptor which will stun them. And if it doesn't work, you can still reduce them to rubble. Mira! In case it escapes your notice, the Matrix attacked us first. And like an avalanche that would bury us if they could. Right, I'm going to have to end this part here, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.